afternoon, families that are having a son or daughter travel to Washington, D.C. My name is Ryan Rosine,
And I'm Sean Lindquist.
and we are the tour directors here for Valley Middle. We're pretty excited that we get to go on our trip. Normally, we do a parent meeting at the cafeteria here at Valley Middle, but with the safe learning plan that the state has implemented, we cannot have parents in. So we're going to do it this way, where we're going to record what we normally would go through, and then any questions you have, you can email us, or next Monday when we have kind of our meet and greet, you can ask us at that point. So get ready for our information.
So on Monday at 5 o'clock, we're going to have a meet and greet at the parking lot at the main entrance of Valley Middle, where parents can bring their student traveling and pick up their swag bag that has the information that you need about the trip and anything that we've included, such as like hand sanitizer and masks for necessities for the trip as we travel.
We would love to have, obviously, a parent or guardian for each family, and if the student traveling can come, that would be great.
So we're going to first share with the groups for the parents that we've already shared with the students traveling. So Mr. Lindquist group will be the following.
This will be the group that I have.
And our third chaperone, Mrs. Sable, will have the following.
Now, our group leaders, it does not mean that that's the only people that you can hang out with. All right. But our group leaders, we have these groups so we can do head counts when we leave a destination, when we head somewhere, we have to check in. This is where we have our groups. And just to give you a heads up, the groups, actually the four that goes across, those are the roommates that your son or daughter will be with. So they at least have some friends in this group. They've chosen that they're roommates.
Yep. All right. So we want to travel with the least amount of worries and concerns. So we have some top 10 things that we want to share with you to answer questions. Students will treat everyone who come in contact with the utmost respect, and they will wear their bracelet that we'll hand out. We used to do lanyard identification badge, but they did send us some bracelets. It's kind of like a theme park bracelet, so they're not really annoying and they really work well. They're high visibility and they're easy for us to see our kids when we're in groups of people. But they have to wear these at all times. They are something that aren't going to come off or break unless the kids are biting on them and pulling on them. So as long as they're being fine with them and not bothering them, it should last the entire 4 days.
We will put that on at the airport when they get dropped off.
And they are very important because they do contain information and phone numbers so that if they were to get separated or need help from the company, they're able to get a hold of them.
Number two, the students will treat the bus with care and respect. All right, the bus will be clean. Our bus driver, Eric David, the coach bus that we are on is an $800,000 coach bus. It is gorgeous. At each seat, he will have trash bags. Generally, he only allows water on the bus. All right, and the students earn the right to have other treats and things. So he will give us a discussion and a talk about that, but they need to keep his bus clean.
Next thing is students will not be bringing cell phones while we're on tour. Obviously, we're not naive and we know they're going to have them with them and we're fine with them having with them. But when we are on tour, they will not have them out. They will not be using them as cameras. They will not be recording anything. They won't be snapping or keeping their streaks alive. They're going to be touring. That's what you paid the money for, and that's what they're going to be doing. They will be able to do the Snapchats at night and communicate at night.
All right. Our next expectation. Students will not talk while chaperone or the bus driver is talking to you. All right. Failure to follow this expectation will result in a loss of seating preference. We let the kids sit where they want on the bus, but Lindquist and I always have the seat open for us in case they cannot, in case we have students that do not listen. Eric David, who is our bus driver, we've had for a number of years, does a phenomenal job. All right, he gives just enough information, not too much, and he's talking about DC and some of the sites, as well as giving some instructions about security and different things. So it is important that everybody make sure they're listening when he's talking.
Yeah, and he really relates to the kids very well. So we're very lucky to have him. Students are required to have a watch, which means, Henches, find yours.
Yep, you've been waiting a long time here for this trip, Henches, so you better make sure that you get it.
All right, and students will honor all timelines and not be late because they do have a watch. Being late will result in a loss of seating, and they will basically have a phone call home for a warning, and you will be by our side.
All right, you will always be together with a buddy. We talked about this at the last student meeting, all right, that your son or daughter has to have at least one buddy that they are always with. And that means if they're in line for a fast food restaurant, that means if they are ready to go. The lights just went out, Mr. Lindquist. Wow. All right, we'll turn them back on. Sorry about the interruption there. Like we were saying, the students will always have a buddy. So this means that if you're at the airport and you go to the restroom, your buddy goes with you. If you're at a museum, your buddy goes with you. When we're at the ball game, your buddy goes with you. You can have 2 or 3, that's fine, but we should never find any student alone.
Students will remain in their assigned seats while on the plane and in their seat while on the bus. If they can't listen to these easy rules, they will have to sit by a chaperone.
Students will treat all hotel property with care and respect. All right, we will inspect the rooms when we leave on Sunday, and the rooms should be in the exact same condition that they are when we arrive on Thursday night.
Under no circumstances will boys be in girls' rooms or girls be in boys' rooms. We will make sure that everybody is checked. Everybody will be in at curfew, and we will communicate with you what time you need to be lights out, and you need to stay in your room. Yes, we will have your room doors taped, and there is a security guard on duty at all times throughout the night, and then we'll record whenever anything is noticed in any of the rooms.
All right, so here we go through our itinerary. So here we go. Next Thursday, June 17th, you'll report to Terminal 2, the Humphrey Terminal, at 4 a.m. Now, parents, if you want to bring your son or daughter in and wait there, that's fine. If you just want to drop them off, you can do that as well. It's totally up to whatever your family decides how you want to leave your son or daughter, all right? We have to get through security. We need 2 hours. We are flying Southwest, so there's no baggage fee with this.
We are going to keep this short. So yes, it's listed in here and you can pause the video, but this is also going to be listed in the packet you'll be picking up on Monday night.
Terminal 2, all right, we'll show you kind of where to go. That circle, when you get in the front doors of Terminal 2, if you look kind of, if you're facing the terminal, turn right, and you will see our group down there. Your son or daughter will find the group leader at that point.
It's right where the escalators come down from the walkway.
All right, so we will fly to Midway. We have a layover in Midway Airport, which is in Chicago for a little bit. We will meet Eric David, our coach bus driver at Dulles Airport. We are going to have Firehouse subs. Your son or daughter should have been sent a link from Mr. Lindquist to fill out their sub request. And then we are going to head to Gettysburg. Lindquist and I have never been there before with this, so it's a new experience we're pretty excited about.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see it. Something new that we have never done before and see if it's worth adding in our trip next year.
We will do dinner at a place called Pie Pizzeria. All right, we'll go to the White House. We're going to do a few memorials, and then we do not check into the hotel until 9 p.m. that night, and we are staying at the Westin Arlington Gateway.
On Friday, we'll have an early morning wake-up, breakfast at the hotel. We'll see the Spy Museum, have different things throughout the day that this is all under circumstance to be able to change because we have certain things that we have at certain times and other things that Rosine and I will try and fit in as we see fit that fits with our day to keep us seeing the most that we can. So remember, this is just kind of a possibility of what our timeline would be. We're going to add or move things as we see fit. But everything on here, they should be seen. And we'll basically end the day at a ball game and return to the hotel late at night.
For the meals these days, they will be given meal money. You've already paid for that. Saturday, we'll wake up. We are going to go into the cemetery, Arlington Cemetery. We will have 4 students lay a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier. We will release those names at the end of this presentation. All right, we're going to do some of the big memorials and monuments, the Lincoln, the Grant, the Vietnam, the Einstein Memorial. And on this night, we are going to go to a play at Toby's Dinner Theater. This is a dress-up performance, all right? Gentlemen, let's get the shirts and ties out. Ladies, the dress would look wonderful. All right. I think even Lindquist and I are going to put a tie on. So we want to look nice for this. If you've ever been to the Chanhassen Dinner Theater, it is very similar to that. And we're pretty excited to see Elf. We've not seen that before.
No, that's a new production for us. Sunday, we'll wake up, have breakfast, and we will see more memorials, have lunch at the food trucks by the Capitol Mall, and then the Smithsonian's that we'll see after the food trucks. And then we'll end the day heading to Dulles Airport. They will eat at Dulles where they'll get meal money again, which you've already paid for. And from the airport, we will fly out, have a layover in Midway, and arrive back in Minneapolis just before 11 p.m. So we will ask you to meet at the baggage claim at Terminal 2.
All right. Like we said earlier, there's no baggage fee since we're flying Southwest. Our advice to you is check a bag to be checked under the plane, obviously. Then you don't have to worry about liquid sizes and all that. And for your son or daughter, I would just make sure that they bring the string bag we give them with, phone, charger, those sorts of things, watch the liquids and all of that, that they can carry on the plane with them. But I would just check a bag. It's easier that way than having to shove a big carry-on and worry about all that. Just do one under there because they're going to buy souvenirs and bring stuff home.
Yep. One thing we do offer for parents is we take pictures while we are on the tour. We've been doing this for many years, and we find that it's easy for the kids just to go and see and take everything in rather than trying to capture in every single moment. I walk around and take pictures of everyone on the trip and everything. And if people want specific pictures, they can flag me down or make sure I'm aware that they want that. And Rosine and I sit and go through all the pictures and put them in folders of where we were each day in chronological order so that it's easy to keep up with things of where they are and you don't have to remember. All that we ask is because there are sometimes over 1,500 pictures that we send, we need to have a large enough flash drive. So I usually order 16 gig flash drives. So to cover the costs and a little bit of our work, it's $15 in cash for each drive. And you will be able to sign up for this when you fill out the health form that we'll be sending out in email.
All right, like we said, we have some people that have submitted. Each student had the opportunity to submit an essay of why they should lay the wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldiers, and these are our winners. Congratulations to Jocelyn, Annika, Luis, and Peyton. We'll be sending you some information about dressing at the cemetery because there is a dress code if you're laying the wreath, and so you'll be hearing from me on that.
Remember that if your student is not at least partially vaccinated, we are asking for you to have a negative COVID test prior to travel. That way we just don't have to worry about anybody getting sick while we are on tour.
My guess is, remember, masks are required on the planes. We believe they're required on our bus out there as well, so please send a few masks with your son or daughter as well.
When you do pick up the swag bag, there will be some masks in there for your student as well. One thing to keep in mind is we are going to be sending this out over a message. With this message, we'll also have a link to a health form. In the health form, it will basically just be sharing information that you will be having with us. With that information, we'll basically let us know if you allow them to have Advil, Tylenol, Sudafed, stuff like that. And then also just giving you also what is a little expectation for behavior and that you and your student agree to those things. And then finally, whether or not you'd like to purchase the picture USB drive. And we are asking that if you do purchase the USB drive, that you just bring cash with on Monday when you see us, so that it's more of a pre-order, so that once they're done, we can just have them available for pickup and not have to worry about the exchange of funds at that time.
One last thing I want to say, generally students bring about $125 for souvenir money. They don't have to pay a single thing. The only thing we do ask is that we do a tip for our bus driver. Usually students give between $1 and $10. All right, and we give that to him on the final day of our trip. Other than that, everything else has been paid for. That's all meals, that's everything. The only money you need to send is souvenir money and spending money. And if you send as much as you send, that's how much is going to get spent. Most likely. But Lindquist and I say about $100 to $125 is what the average student has brought over the years. We look forward to seeing everybody on Monday the 7th. If you have any questions, feel free to email us. Make sure you do the health form link, and as well as watch this entirety. So if you have any questions, you can ask us.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you Monday.